Okay, can you hear me now? Testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back. This is Coach Ryan with the First Coast USBC's Youth Travel League. This is week 5 of our 10-week series. Glad you could be joining us today on our YouTube channel. We're going to see a pair of matches, 2-game matches between Ann and Shane, and Wesley and Jonathan are going to compete against each other as well. So glad to have you with us. We're here at Bat Family Fun Center in Jacksonville, Florida. Looking at Ann on the left side, this is her second year in the Travel League. She is currently in 14th place after week 4. On the right side we have Shane. He is 9th place after week 4. Ann was in 7th after 2 games today and 8th for Shane. And we're looking at Wesley on the left side. This is his first year in the Travel League. He is currently in 17th overall, and today, after 2 games, he was 21st. On the right side, we have Jonathan. He is in his first week of, first year of Travel League. And he is in 22nd overall. What we do is we pair after 2 games, first versus second, third versus fourth, and so on. And we kind of mix it up so where they're at on the lanes. And then we also try to get a new group of bowlers on video every week. So today you're seeing the matches between 7th and 8th and 21st and 22nd. Again, after 2 games. In the Travel League, we do not bowl on house shot patterns. We actually bowl on sport shot compliant patterns. Gives the bowlers a challenge, makes them learn how to adjust to those more challenging conditions. We haven't announced it to our bowlers as to what the pattern was. Sometimes we do that in between the open play and the match play, between games 2 and 3. Today we didn't do that. We wanted to give them a true test. And misses the pocket. She leaves the 1-2-7. And Jonathan, on the left side, also misses the pocket. Looks like he left the 1-2-4. We got a conversion for Ann. Nice shot on the right. Jonathan follows suit. Nice shot. So let's see what Wesley follows up his strike with. Looks a little long. It's the pocket to the right. He is going to leave a 1-2-4. No, a 1-2-4-10. I'll have to go slightly Brooklyn and hope to hit that 10 pin. As for Ann, she's on 2 marks to begin the 3rd game. And make that a 3rd. That's a nice strike for Ann. This one going left here. So they'll only get 1. Open up in the 2nd frame with the 24. Ball from Shane also misses long. That's a 1-2 if I'm not mistaken. So Wesley still going long to the right. It's been a challenge this afternoon, trying to figure out this line. Again, that's the fun of sport shot patterns. It's not what you're used to, and you have to adjust. Make some good reads. There you go, Shane. So he marks in all first of the 3 frames. And Wesley with a 1-5 makes it. Good shot. So we got Jonathan coming up on the right. Jonathan took a couple years off of league bowling, from what I understand. He just came back this year, and then a few weeks later joined our travel league. So let's see what he does here. And whoops, we got a false start on lane 4. That's what the ref's saying in the top right corner of your screen, I guess. So Shane on lane 3, pretty straight shot, a little bit Brooklyn, but makes the strike. So let's see what Jonathan does here. And he's hugging the bumpers. So that looks to be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. Not what he had planned on. So let's see if he can refocus here as we refocus. Try to get a better look at the footwork here. Straight shot, but came across. Bit Brooklyn. And the clapping on lane 2 is for, well, it's not for the birthday, but hopefully they can come back from that gutter. It's always interesting in the peanut gallery, hearing what happens. That ball was a little bit slow for Ann and leaves the 10 pin. Jonathan, straighter line. It's going to move on him a little bit. It's head pin straight on. Could have been a split. Oops, a little late release for Ann. A little bit more rotation than she wanted. That is her first open for the game. Here Jonathan goes for his 6 pin. Gets it down. Wesley here going into the 4th frame. And another Brooklyn strike. He'll take it. So we got a pretty close match in the first game. See how this goes. Oops. And another one that just misses the pocket. Again, we're seeing that a lot today. It's all about the adjustments. That one misses the pocket. That is the 1, 2, 8, 10 for Ann. And Shane trying for the 1, 2, 4, 10. Brooklyn gets the lucky bounce and gets a nice spare. So let's see if Ann can follow suit. Very similar throw would take this one down. And gets it. Nice shot, Ann. And lane 2 is definitely having a theme. I'm not going to bug them too much. Oops. Again, the peanut gallery is a little bit unruly today. Must be the holidays. Jonathan's looking to pick up the 2-pin here. And misses again. I think he just went two-handed. Not sure why. And Wesley misses the 5-6, but he does get the 1. Well, that's the 6-pin. So they are both open in the 5th frame. Wesley leads 72 to 57 over Jonathan. Shane leaves a 10-pin. Looked to be a pretty solid shot. And Ann went a little bit across Brooklyn, leaving the 3-pin. Making spares is always critical in bowling, but it's magnified in sport shots, as Shane makes his 10-pin, and Ann shooting for the 3-pin makes that. Again, not a lot of room for error in the oil patterns, so you gotta make sure you make a solid shot. We got Ryan making a interesting pose on lane 5. Always have unique styles. Hits the pocket. There you go, Wesley. Gets away with that one. Could have been a ugly spare shot. Or split attempt, I should say. Six-pin spare attempt for Jonathan. Moves left, throws it right. Hits the imaginary 7-pin. Nice spare. Shane looks down. Wasn't sure if he knew it was a strike. Oh, now he does. He did not foul on that one. So this pattern is giving them a fit. And took the approach of slowing down the rotation. Sometimes that'll work, but in this case it's not. Not so forgiving in this oil pattern that we have. Again, unannounced sport shot. And looking to hit the 1-2-8. And gets it. Nice shot. Jonathan's staring down a 3-pin. And converts. With Wesley coming up, looks to be straight on. Gets it. So with that, looking at the scores, we have Shane with a bit of a lead. 13 and on a strike. We got a Wesley is on a little bit of a streak here with the double. And Shane knocks down another strike here in the 8th. That one's looking left. Okay, a 1-3-6 for Ann. That was a bit unlucky there. She gets the 1-3, but not the 6. So she opens up in the 8th frame. Jonathan looking at the 6-10 here. See what happens. Goes quite a bit right. Oh, even came out of the gutter. We're going to have to fix that one. And that is a turkey for Wesley. He has found the right spot, although that one was a bit Brooklyn, so kind of got away with it. So here we are going into the 9th frame. Right now it looks like Shane's on a roll as well as Wesley. See if that continues. Good old 5-pin. I don't see anybody's hands up. It's not what we do. Got a field goal on lane 5. Looks like Wesley's ready to go real quick. And moves on him at the last moment. So he opens up in the 9th. As for Jonathan, he leaves the 5-pin. Gets the 1, 2, 3, 4, but not the 5. So going into the 9th, we have Wesley with a 48-pin lead. And Shane opens up, leaving the 1, 2, 10. Seems like they're missing again to the right, so Ann leaves the, what's that, the 1, 2, 4, 8. Well, Shane does not make that spare, so he is done. He ends up with a 191. Whoops, that went way left. So Ann is done as well. She is at a 149. So Shane is going to be heading into the second game with a 42-pin lead, 191 to 149. Pin is left for Jonathan. As for Wesley, the 1, 2, 4, 7. This game, every pin counts. The bowlers are definitely trying to get higher scores, not only against who they're playing against, but they're really competing against everybody. They earn points based on how everybody performs for each game. There's another one on lane 2. That is a trouble lane, it seems, for the gutters. And Wesley converts that spare. Jonathan didn't move it out enough. So Jonathan will end with a 120. All things considered, first year in Travel League. I think this is second or third week on Sport Patterns, so it's an adjustment. Wesley finishes out with a strike, so that puts him at a 179. So after 3 games, you can see the scores here. We're concerned about those below the dotted line. We have 149 for Ann, 191 for Shane, and Wesley has a 179 to 120 lead over Jonathan. Here's what the pattern is today. We have a WTBA Beijing pattern. It is a flat pattern for the most part, except the edges, 36 feet in length, so it's a little bit shorter. It means there's going to be a higher concentration of oil. So now you know what they're dealing with. And at the time that they're bowling this, they didn't know. I mentioned before that our bowlers are competing against each other every single game with 35 bowlers. Our top bowler for each game gets 35 points, second gets 34, and so on. So with that, Shane actually got the 4th highest score in Game 3 for the week. So he earned 32 points. So again, they compete every game. This heads-up match also is 10 bonus points. At the end of the year, we take the high point earners, and they earn, well, a couple things that they could earn. Junior Gold membership participants, they can earn a Junior Gold entry based on 1 and 4 for all the Junior Gold participants. Looking to have about 7, maybe 8 bowlers going to Junior Gold just through this league. Those that aren't doing Junior Gold or maybe have their spot, we will be awarding either scholarship or equipment. Equipment was a nice thing last year. Pretty much everybody that wasn't doing Junior Gold, that's what they took. So they got high-tech shoes, they got new bowling balls. Definitely a unique league. And we have Jonathan missing the 10 pin. Wesley knows it's going left. And there are people putting their whole hand up for the 5. And we should see Wesley picking this one up. Gave him a little concern there, but he got it. So he starts off with a mark in the first frame. And is sliding a bit more. So this is going to be an interesting one. We have what looks to be a 1, 3, 7, 8, 9. That one definitely got away from her. And Shane So Jonathan went two-handed there, trying to see if he could hit the pocket. he leaves the 1, 2, 4, 7. As for Wesley, he leaves the 7 pin on that shot. So Jonathan wrapping up the second frame with a spare. As for Shane, gets the 1 to go in between the 5 and 7, so it's going to be an interesting split conversion attempt, trying to make the 5-7. Easier for a right-hander than a left-hander. I think they're talking strategy as well. And gets the lucky hop. Jonathan lining up. Is he going to go one or two-handed? Two-handed. And hits the head pin a little too much there. Leaving the 6-10. So Anne's looking at the 1-3-6. It's a pocket shot. Yep, she's got it. Good shot there. Now for Jonathan, a little bit of a tougher angle. Definitely, I wouldn't recommend doing two-handed on this. He goes back to one-handed, goes across, and gets right in between. Nice shot. Wesley comes through, knows it's Brooklyn. Does not get the 9-pin to fall. And he knocks that one down. So here's where we stand. We got a 1-point game between Wesley and Jonathan in the fourth game, though Wesley has a big lead. And Anne has... Actually, Shane... So now the gutter lane is lane 1. Seems to be moving around. Thankfully, it's moving away from our lanes. But Wesley leaves the 2-5 here in the fourth. Jonathan misses right. He's got a 1-2-4 to go vert. Should be right there. Moves a little bit left, but gets it. Okay, hit the head pin. 1, 2, and misses the 4. Ouch. So he opens up. He's got a 53 after 4. Shane misses left. He knew it right away. He's done that before and looked around and saw a strike, but not this time. He's got the 1-2-8. He's got to straighten that out. He's been pulling across his body a bit to the left. That's the big thing with two-handers. You got to watch how you release and how you follow through. That one again moved left, and you can see it. So Shane will have to regroup on that one after that open frame. And misses the 7-pin. So both Shane and Ann open up. I think Jonathan is a little, he's looking for a friend, a relative, I don't know. That's all right. You can see Wesley knew it right away. Tried to put a lot of spin on it, but you miss your mark. It's not going to go where you want. Jonathan decides to go two-handed here. Not sure why he did that, and if you're not used to doing that consistently, that might not be a good strategy, but some bowlers have employed that and used it to their advantage. Wesley makes the nice conversion here. So Jonathan has 5. He's got the 1, 3, 6, 8, 10. On his second shot, he hits the head pin, goes around the 10 pin. So he is also opened up. He's got a 62 after 5. And you see Shane knocks down that strike. So he gets away from that open. Five pin on 2, they're happy about. See some hands going up. And not happy about it, but she gets the strike, 10 pins. Jonathan goes two-handed again, it's moving left on him. So he's trying different strategies, and sometimes you have to do that. You have to figure out what's working, and if it's not working, make an adjustment. Strike for Wes. So Jonathan hits the 2, leaves the 1 and 4. So he's got 69 after 6. Everybody else in the 6th frame threw a strike. That one got away from Shane. You can see the follow through that time went more out to the right, didn't cross his body as much, and he missed to the right. Again, it's not a house shot, so there's not a lot of give. So Ann's last few shots have been going Brooklyn. Shane converts on the spare, the 1-2 spare in the 7th. Ann has the 1-3-6. And Ann converts on the spare, the 1-3-6, hitting the pocket. The preferred way of converting that spare. Jonathan looks to hit the pocket, gets the nice pin action, taking out the 5, but he still has the 7 to worry about. Wesley looks to be a little too much power on that one. Leaves a 1-2-4. Two-handed again. It was working on him earlier to move left, and sometimes that's the right approach. Is if you know it's going to work on those, like the 7-pin corner shot, you might want to do that. But again, consistency is the key. And Wesley hits the 1-2-4. So everybody marked in the 7th. Shane has a 5-pin lead. Wesley has a 33-pin lead in this game only. That one got away from Ann, but it could have been worse. It is a 1-2. Another gutter on lane 1. That pair has been really rough today. And Ann misses. She leaves the 2-pin. And Shane also opens. This is interesting. So they're keeping pace with each other. Wesley gets some friendly pin action there with a nice strike. So we got Shane starting out the 9th frame. Jonathan's finishing out the 8th. So Shane leaves the 1, 2, 4, 8. And Jonathan hits the head pin dead on, leaves the 3, 10. Actually, that's a 3, 9, 10. Sorry about that. Oops. So Shane missed that one, looked straight down, made sure he didn't foul, but he knew that was a little bit off balance, and that went wide left. See if he can convert, gets the 3 and the 9, but does not get the 10. So Jonathan in the 9th opens up, sorry, the 8th. I'm confusing you, sorry about that. Here, sorry. So here comes Ann in the 9th frame. Interesting to note, her favorite bowler is Belmonte, but does not bowl two-handed. Definitely going Brooklyn. So Ann leaves the 1, 3. As for Jonathan, here on the left. Got to reset, making sure he's good. Back to one-handed approach. And leaves the 9. Had a chance there. Oops. So Ann misses that in the 9th. So she's open. Jonathan. And yep, he does convert the 9 pin. I'm not sure what just happened there. So Wesley gets the friendly pin action, taking the 7, 4, 2 or something like that, maybe the 4, 2, 1, leaving the 10 pin. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that one. Now, can he focus and make this one? That's the key. Nope. A little bit rushed there. So, going into the 10th frame, Wesley has 150. Definite lead. There's Ann. Gets the Brooklyn strike. She's been throwing a bit of left the last few frames. And Shane also follows suit with a strike. They have been neck and neck this game. That one seems to be moving a bit left. So that's a 1, 3, 5, 6, 10. If I'm looking at that right. I'm not looking at it right. My apologies. That's a 1, 3, 6, 8, 10. Not sure what I was thinking there. Shane comes through with the double in the 10th. And only gets the 1-8. Pretty tough to do. So that'll end Anne's day. She gets a 141 for this game. She had a 149 the prior game for a total of 290. And Shane has the win for the heads-up match between the two. Does not get the turkey, leaves the 5-pin. He ends with a 157 in this game. So his total is 348 to Anne's 290. So Shane will get the extra 10 points for the match play win. As for Wesley and Jonathan, Wesley has a 1248 to convert. Jonathan is up. He throws a nice pocket strike. Converts the spare for Wesley, so he'll shoot for a third shot. And this one is already in the bag. Wesley already has this match play win. But let's see it through. And another strike. Brooklyn, but he'll take it. Last shot for Wesley. Well, he got 6. I'll just say it that way. We had some technical difficulties with the camera at the moment. So he ends with a 166. We will show you Jonathan's last shot, though. Does he finish with a turkey? Nope. He finishes with a 143. And if you want, you can see the scores. We'll zoom out a little there. So Jonathan finishes with a 263 for the 2-match series. Wesley had a 345, so he has the win. So congratulations there. So here's the total for today for our 4 bowlers that we featured. Today, overall, Shane had the highest score, followed by Wesley, Ann, and then Jonathan. And again, that's just those 4 bowlers. We have 35, so they're all earning different amounts of points based on how they did each game. Well, that will do it for us. I want to thank you again for joining our YouTube broadcast for First Coast USBC's Youth Travel League. Week 6 will be December 18th at Kingpins. Hope to have the video up soon after that. Enjoy the holidays. Talk to you soon. See you on the lanes.